Hello! Yes, I did it. I have unmuted myself. Good. Hi, welcome to episode 2 of DESIGNHÄNDER. I can't ever say it like normal, like DESIGNHÄNDER. That sounds weird. I always have to say Zweihander. Time building a character out using a physical sheet with pencil and paper. And I got through pretty much all of character creation except for building the profession. So a couple of things before I get right into it again. One, as you can see, I have this thing now. I have a boom arm handle. It's not really a boom mic. It's one of those like flexi bendies for my camera, which you can see here. I'm hoping it stops for me from. I would hit my desk and it would jiggle the camera and it would yeah, shake around a little bit because I was actually using my boom mic stand and had it in front of me and you couldn't see it, but whatever. Eh, I don't have a lot of technology equipment, and I'm trying to get what I can, and then Amazon times shipping, you know how it is right now. Anyway, so got that. Secondly, I know that there was focus issues, like the second camera when you guys were probably watching, it was trying to autofocus a lot. I tried to fix that, but there's like no software that I can find to help me with these Logitech cams. Like I tried to download an app, and unfortunately, uh, yeah, it didn't work. It wasn't available in this region or whatever. Um, and then also, so yeah, and then my friend Josh tried to get a program for me, but when I installed it, it like was all in Japanese, so I couldn't read it or understand what was going on, so that didn't work. Okay, so that's two things for technology stuff. Third, I realized after the stream, after I started doing my character creation, I actually had rolled the stats wrong, which is hilarious because I was like, wait, a willpower of 82 seems pretty ridiculous to get. I was supposed to be rolling 3d10 and adding 25, but for all intents and purposes, I'm never going to use this character. I'm never going to play this character. Probably never. But it was just to put the numbers into a spot. So I did that. Um, so today I'm thinking that we are going to finish out building uh, Helvetica Double Dagger, aka Lil Wheezy, build out their profession, try and work on the profession side of stuff, and then pretend that she has magic somehow, and then try and fill out the magic sheet. And did things really belong here and there together? And so I have some ideas of what we can do. So once I get through the profession, once I get through the magic stuff, I think I will go ahead and start building out a framework, like where I want things to go, how I envision it. Um, Depending on how I feel, I might either do it with pencil, or I could bring up Illustrator and start putting out boxes. But basically, after today's show, I'm gonna ask Daniel and or Matt to send me the original files that the character sheet was laid out in, so that I can go ahead and work with really like the design of it. I like the visual design of it. I just need to work on the organization, I think. So I'll probably just ask for the assets they already have, so I can just rearrange them and restructure them because again, it looks pretty good. Like it's very approachable, and easy to look at. I might bump up some of the fonts here and there just because some of them are pretty tiny and they could be better, bigger, easier to read. But other than that, I think let's just get into it because I'm ready. All right, so I'm going to switch over my scene to designing. Again, I super apologize. I will try my best to keep the autofocus from not freaking out. I will have to sometimes put my hand down. Um, but okay, so here we go. Going into designing. All right. And immediately, within like seconds, it starts to do this. If this becomes too annoying, I'll just go back and let me know in chat if it is too annoying and it's like giving you motion sickness, I will just switch to just chatting and you guys can just hear me and I'll do my best to describe what I'm doing, what I'm going through right now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn to the profession, which I'm assuming is this is supposed to be the professions sheet. Um, so right here, I don't see anything that says profession. I see advances, but it doesn't tell me that this immediately is my profession. See, it doesn't just shout to me, this is the professions, your profession sheet. But I do see basic, I do see intermediate, I do see advanced. So I know that those are the tiers. So deduction, this is the professions sheet. So I'm pretty sure she was a coach. Yes, coachman. So it would be nice to have. Oh, yeah, there is a place that says profession, so I can write in coachman. And again, okay, I've played Zweihander once for 8 sessions. So if I miss something, I'm going to do my best to pay attention to chat right now. So if you catch me doing something wrong, please shout out. I will try to make sure I do it right. This is also learning for me. Like, this is good for me too. I would appreciate that. So yeah, go ahead and call out if I'm doing something incorrectly. I have chat up so I can see right there. So if you guys catch me on something. So I know that immediately you have to spend like 100 um, reward points uh, to have this basic tier profession essentially, and then you have 900 left over to work to add to your stuff. So I eventually had a hard time understanding this. Um, did I get that right? I feel like yes, I should spend basically 100 reward points on advances. So I have basically 9 things I can choose for my um, coachman. So let's go to the coachman page. I have the PDF up. Um, Travel is long and arduous, full of danger and foul weather. So the coachman has a what are they called again? The oh my gosh, iconic. It's their talent. No, 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 no. Please bear with me. Um, okay, we already got the trappings. 900. What is is it the trait? Is that what that is? Like 4 in hand is the trait? Okay. 1000 RP to start, but 100 is used to purchase the profession. So I have 900 to purchase stuff. There's the iconic trapping, and then there's also a trait, I believe. So like 4 in hand is the coachman's trait. Yeah, yeah. Um. Okay, cool. Got it. Thank you. So 4 in hand. I would put that down here. 4 in hand. Oh, I haven't been paying attention to the camera. I am so sorry. Considered a critical success. Nice. In addition, when using the movement subtype of drive, you do not have to add the additional AP cost. Wow, that's really nice. For the coachman, so yeah, this is supposed to be I didn't even see the TA at first, but that I did see it when I was looking at that. So these are the talents, I'm assuming. Bonus advances and skill rankings. Skill ranks. So I'll just go down the list because I don't really care. So I'm going to give them awareness. I'm going to give them drive because that makes sense. We'll do so am I supposed to like I'm this is not a question, this is more of a question for I am that person who doesn't know and would be asking the GM. Like imagine if I wasn't in the void or if I didn't have chat, I'm doing this by myself. Am I supposed to write out all of the skill ranks and then mark when I take them? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 skill ranks. I then have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 skills I would fill in. So that's what this design is telling me. So I'm not going to write down what I was going to do, which was just write the ones I wanted to take. So folklore, navigation, ride, rumor. Okay. So my trait is 4 in hand, but I don't know where I'm supposed to put the extra information. Right? Like it says 4 in hand here, but I need to write down what it does, what the effect is. So I think that would be something I would want improvement because I wouldn't want to look this up again. I would only want to look at my sheet. So I think that we need to add something here so that people can write in what their trait is. Playing online using Roll20, I honestly just made my own Google Doc uh, page so I could keep everything. But I would have liked to have had it printed out in front of me. That would have been nice. Okay, so I can take a AB bonus. I could take a BB. There's a CB. So these are all the FB, PB, AB, BB. Oh, two BBs. BB. I could have two BB. BB, BB. See, and like that's the thing, right? Like as I'm filling this out, there's a whole line. There's a whole line for me just writing down A B B B B B. So could I make a 2 column? Like I would be thinking maybe I could split this in half somehow. Have 2 columns and 5 and 5, and that way then I could have space for the trait effects. That's the thought. BB, CB, FB. I think a lot of design is just asking, or at least a lot of the initials, just asking. Sure, these talents are located. Oops, they're located somewhere else in the manual, in the book. So I would have to go find them. I'm pretty sure. Yes, I think. I'm scrolling right now. That is what I'm doing because I'm looking. I'm scrolling through. Scroll, 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 scroll. Scroll, 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 scroll. Okay. Skills. Okay, let's go to the table of contents. When you can't find something, you go to the table of contents. Or the... What's it? The thing at the end. So professions. I'm looking for talents. There are talents. Chapter 6. After skills. Cool. Base chance navigation tests. So the reason why I'm looking it up right now is because I want to see... Oops, I'm shaking my desk. I want to see if I would have to have space to write down what these talents are too. And it's looking like it is. Like, I'm going to have space to be like, well, what's azimuth? I need to put in plus 20 base chance. And then I'm running out of space. So it's very difficult. Like, it's really hard to, in games like this, when you have a lot of things that also affect your, like things like base chance, how to remember how it works. I remember when I redesigned my 3.5 character sheet, my D&D 3.5 character sheet, because of this reason. Because it was like, even though I had that would change things, and it's like why and how, you just kind of want to have one area where everything is totaled up, and then the other area where he expands more information, right? So I'm wondering for here if there's a way for me to do something where the front shows all, like, we have this focuses, and again, I haven't worked with that. I don't know what the need for this is, what focuses are for, so I would have to look that up in a minute, because like I would want to add a space that shows more where my bonuses are, you know? Like why do I get a plus 20 on my, like, maybe it's actually my difficult rating. Do I have little things in here that say to me, you know, when you're navigating, do I want to do that? Because like I know I forget stuff. When did I would forget, you know, I would look up something, I want to cast something, I know how to cast it, I know what the effects are, but I forgot that it was touch only, or it's so easy to get lost in all this. And so it's like one of the things where I try to think of what can I do to better help somebody's experience by how I organize information, knowing how they're going to want to do it. Like, so this stuff is, so here in professions, I like that I filled it all out, and now wasn't doing good in perception, so I might take a bonus advantage in perception because I did my character that I rolled completely incorrectly, had a perception of 23, which makes no sense. There's no way that could have happened with a plus 25. Um, so uh, perception bonus maybe twice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I would take ride 8, and then I think azimuth or saddle. Let's see. Let's look at saddle. Saddle says saddleborn. Oh, when fighting. I don't want my character. I always like playing characters I don't want really to fight. I'm gonna cough for a second. Sorry. I think, okay, so got my profession. I'm feeling there needs to be some work here. Um, Sorry again for the and I haven't experienced it myself. Um, when you guys, if you can point me out where I could find focuses or explain what focuses are. Um, okay, so I command F in the PDF, and one of the ones that first explains it to me is your intelligence. Excuse me, your intelligent bonus to upbringing. Depending on your upbringing, you'll be able to purchase focuses and specific skills for less reward points. So is this in skills, focuses, and chapter 5 skills? Okay, 5. So it's under unique advances. Interesting. Oh, wait. This is under profession. Okay, let's go to chapter 5. Okay, page 191 of the revised. Okay, let me open that one up. I have like 4 different PDFs of Zweihander. Nope, that's not it. Ugh, excuse me, I'm off camera, but you can still hear me because I have a headset. Whee! Takes me to professions. Because I got the player's handbook. Skills. Okay, so I'm in the player handbook. Focuses. All skills possess several focuses, reflecting a particular knack in its use. While it doesn't necessarily encapsulate, which made sense because of my character, but still, it was ridiculous. I wish I had had some focuses, but I didn't. Um, so all skills. So I'm trying to figure out. Like, let's look at these are talents. Oops, I'm in talents. So how do you get focuses? Is that a thing? Oh, here we go. Oh, maybe I did, but I just didn't realize I had focuses. So here's the skill and here's all the focuses. So, oh, that's really cool. I didn't know. Okay. Got you. Huh. So I could have been saying, like, I want to use incantation, but I'm doing it to concentrate, and then I could have. Is that how that works? So for the purpose of today's, like, I'm learning Zweihander, obviously, but I have to in order to make the use the character sheet and emulate how a person's going to be using this, right? So is this where I would list out what my character specifically would use under this primary attribute for focus? Because that makes sense. Then I wouldn't change. Then I would not change this box at all. Um, I did not realize this, and this would have been very, very helpful information earlier on, but I completely missed this when I was actually in play. So, like for instance, let's say my character is going to be using um, probably because they're a coach, right? Let's try and say like I don't know. Let's pick one. Brawn. No, they would not do anything athletic. Drive. Let's drive. Let's do drive. So literally coaching. I'm specifically a coachman, so I would want that to be my focus. So great. Like awesome. You may possess more than one focus and skill, however, you can never have more focuses than your current intelligent bonus. That means if you're intelligent, okay, so I can never have more than 4. Okay. I don't know if that's worth putting on here somewhere. Like say, um, like less than intelligence bonus. Um, something up there to let you know that there's a limit. That's cool. Okay, we're at 628. Okay, let's got my profession. Know what this is. Unique advances. Let's look at unique. What are unique advances? I keep getting myself distracted because it's like if it's on the paper, I want to interact with it, right? Like that's the whole thing. If it's on the paper, it should have um, a reason to be there. It needs to be interacted with because I'm trying to design for a person who's going to use it. So I can't really just skip over it. Um, whoops, dropping stuff. Ay, 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 ay. Unique advances. 86. So what I like about um, this book is how well laid out, how called out all of the stuff in the table of contents is because it makes it easier to find. So unique advances. Wow. I think I'm going to have to do this off stream just because I think it's going to take me a minute to get into what I could use this for. I think it's probably adequate space. Because I'm seeing unique advances. It's got it's so yeah, I'm seeing unique advances. It's got all of this. So I'm wondering what you would actually write down here. Are those like I've never I've never been past basic tier, so I don't know what happens. Maybe it's that maybe this box isn't fine, but I'll have to dive into it a little bit more. So let's just get right into Magic because it's already 6 times. Like I think it's nice, even though you might have to your player might have to remember to update it. If they can do it, I they can do it. If the intelligence bonus is 4, you're gonna want to put that here on the Magic sheet. So Little Weezy can cast spells. She's a coachman who can cast spells. Willpower bonus is ridiculous because she's insane, insanely. So I think I have my notebook that has yes, Zweihander notes cast magic. So my incantation percentage. Interesting. Is this supposed to be? What's this for? What's this for? Is this supposed to be for like what I actually have for incantation? Like my intelligence bonus, which is 48? But that's my intelligence, which is under incantation. Nope. Under willpower. Oh, geez. Holy moly. Incantation is under willpower. So that's my 82? Whew. I'm guessing that's what that's for. Um, so yeah, she can really cast magic. Um, interesting. I don't see. I remember all the time that it's like you don't have on here. Okay, so let's pretend she's divine. She's worships some god, the coachman, the coachman. Um, I like the channel power. That's good to have here. I think it'd be also nice to have like reminding what like the like the cost is to cast spells because that was definitely a thing that I didn't recognize or remember. 1 AP to cast generalist or and petty, I believe. Yep. Plus petty. And then lesser is 2 and greater is 3. AP. These are action points because you have to actually spend AP to do it. And you can't cast magic twice, I believe, uh, because of AP. You can channel power, that's an AP, because this cost. This also doesn't say that it costs 1 AP. I think it's very important that you remember to put the cost of things too. There's also like it would be nice to know how much the generalists lesser and greaters cost to do. Um, Honestly, it'd be really nice to see like the steps out here because we have so much space. Regions is interesting. Um, this seems like a lot of notebooks. Ugh, coming back. Um, so regions cost 3 brass pennies each, and really like I had, you can probably see it here. Um, I only had 3 regents for my 3 spells. So, unless they're a heavy duty spellcaster going up to like. There's like a lot of spells. God, this autofocus. My goodness. Um, I'm wondering if this can be cut in half. So regents could theoretically be not that, and maybe also like like the quantity, because that was a big thing too. Is like I've got ink, and I bought 20 regions of ink. So maybe split it up and have a quantity. So yeah, then magic and rituals. Hmm. Okay. Let's go the grimoire. So I wonder what the max amount of spells you potentially could have. Um, at some point in time, because again this seems like a lot, but it probably isn't, because when I look at something like magic missile right here, I'm going to be transposing a lot of this information to here. So it might be worth it to have it that big, but should it be broken up in a different way? I'm not 100% sure. So, okay. Incantation, cast, arcane, divine. I know that generalists also, like spells also have a rating to it. Like generalist is 10%, and then as they get higher, so maybe it's this thing, I'm not sure. Does difficulty rating ever I'm thinking. My brain can you hear the cogs crunching. Okay. Let's just write out one spell to see what it's like and how I would go about doing it. So, um we're going to do magic missile. And I'm going to try so hard to make this not autofocus. Stop autofocusing. I'm going to fix this before next time, I swear to God. This is terrible. Magic missile. I'm going to try and write this. I got too much stuff on my desk right now. I've got like a lot of books. Okay. Magic with a K. Missile. Writing really bad. Um, Man, I would want to see if I could just go ahead and take the same kind of template here and put it here. You know, would that work? Could we do that? Would we have enough space? Um, yeah, Houghton Lith. This is destroying my soul. This autofocus. um, yeah. So I'm trying to figure out, would it be worth it to try and do some sort of put it over here, and then maybe do it for every spell, because I'm pretty sure almost every spell has distance, regents, duration, effect, what a critical success means, and what a critical failure means. So you could almost just set it up like that right here for somebody to just go ahead and fill in. And maybe even a tab for or like a space for if it's generalist, petty, or lesser, or greater. Thinking. Okay, because autofocus is making me upset. And I think what we're going to do is switch this over to a display. So I have Illustrator up. I already have an AI file up because I had a feeling I would do this because autofocus is destroying my soul. So I'm going to put this book on the ground. thunk. And I'm going to get it so that we are going to look at my desktop with Illustrator. And then we're going to go ahead and just block out some stuff, block up stuff. So, uh-oh, Edie's, my dog's barking. No, don't bark. I'm gonna mute. She does this every time somebody walks by. It's just horrible. All right, she just can't handle. How dare they walk by? All right, let's add a display capture. Haha, it works. Except I'm gonna fit this to screen. Fit to screen. There. Of how I think this framework should be. We'll pick a nice light gray, get a box. I can bring my keyboard back out in front of me. Let me see 1 second. Let's see. Let us go. It's just this little bit of a soul that I have left in me that's being crushed to death by the autofocus as a goblin with a tiny, desiccated little husk of a soul. Okay. So I like, of course, having what it is. So you want to say this is the Zweihander masthead or whatever you want to call it. You've got the order and you've got the chaos alignment. And then let's get a circle here. You have your, or I guess I use a square. You've got your stuff. Here you go. Align. Chaos, I like that. And I'm designing this again with, so do I have 8.5 by 11? Yes. So I am designing the horizontal. I'll also do the vertical. Again, it's because horizontal is just my preference. You can do whichever. I think it doesn't really, there's not a like UX preferred one. It's really up to just a player. It's just as a person, what do you? I think Zweihander could work either way. It really depends on what your game has. So anyway, I'm gonna start with the horizontal because I personally prefer horizontal. So we have that. We are going to have the character background stuff. Then we have, I'm just kind of recreating what already exists right now. Oh, I'm going to do that weird thing where I end up accidentally creating a weird dot thing in the middle. Okay, so we got disorders and drawbacks, box with like basically everything, right? Like combat stuff. And you've got the peril and threshold. Peril thresh and damage thresh. Yep. What is it? Peril and... It's interesting that the damage track is not on here. It's on the combat profile, which makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know. My brain. I know that I was struggling with it in the Roll20 app trying to find everything. Okay, so this is pretty much what the layout looks like now. And I think it's fine. But here, I'm going to make this all lighter. I think I need to figure out the step order that we were talking about last time, right? Like, can it correlate somehow? Can we make, can we basic tier, which to me is step 1, begin at basic tier. Well, that's part of profession. I think, that's really difficult. We'll skip that one. They're going to roll for primary attributes. So I'm wondering if it's worth to do... this. Because this was all like the background stuff, right? Here's your primary attributes. The first thing that they're going to be doing ever after recording that their basic tier is doing primary attributes. So I would say that this would be like the first thing that they do. Technically. I mean, they're going to record that they're basic tier, but that's on the profession sheet. So role. See, and I guess that's one of those things where I even, giving some constructive criticism back to the designers is when you set up this like step list to go through your because the next one after role primary attributes is determine sex. Does that have any impact on the game? Could that be grouped somewhere else? You roll for ancestry and you roll for archetype, you roll for profession, you roll your secondary attributes. I kind of am questioning the order of this character creation too, because it's really hard to enforce the character sheet to follow the flow of character creation because some of the things aren't really grouped together well. Like I would put, the basic tier I would put for role for profession right before role for profession, and I'll show you this. I'll show this to you guys. My quick guide. So you should be able to see it on screen right now. So basically, if I'm following what the book tells me, I need to mark begin at basic tier, then I need to roll for primary attributes, then I determine sex, then I roll for ancestry, and then I do all this the AB thing. So part of my job is to break out stuff for people. And so as you can see, there's a lot of steps. I would almost want to put, this is getting kind of off topic, but I want to bring it up so that when you other designers, writers, game designers think about how they want character creation to go, I always say, what's important to actually playing the game versus what is added flavor that is just good. Like, it's just good characters creation stuff. Because Zweihander definitely has a lot of stuff that, like ancestry stuff, that will affect your modifiers. So you have to roll for primary attributes, and then you should roll for ancestry because that will affect your actual stats, right? But determine sex, could that be in background? Roll for ancestry. Oops. Roll for ancestry is fine. Roll for archetype. Then I wonder about roll for profession, right? Should this actually go, here? Like I'm right now trying to design the character sheet, and people are going to have their character sheet out and they're going to be going through a list essentially in your book, and like we saw in the first episode, I had a lot of going back and forth. So because I'm designing for what exists right now, I'm not going to worry about that, but I'm going to try and build the character sheet based off of what will make sense as they're actually filling things out. So we've got moving this back over. Got about 8 minutes left. So I'm going to say roll. We're probably going to get the first sheet. I'm totally okay with that. I think people get afraid of lots of character sheets, but I personally, and I think most people, would prefer more thought out, organized, highly designed, visually designed, accessible sheets than one crammed everything into one sheet. I mean, heck, you've seen how I am with my notebooks and stuff. Like, I'm more than happy to write out stuff in my own stuff to make it happen. Okay, so anyway, we have the attributes going. They're gonna do the attributes. We don't even do skill ranks. We don't have to worry about that stuff. They do the bonuses. Ancestry is the next thing. So And here it is. So ancestry would go here. And we'll leave the name up there at the top because I think, that just have um, 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 ancestry and then traits. Ancestry traits. Because that is told next. And they should be together, right? Because like in the character sheet here, I had to do, back and forth. Ancestry traits. We didn't say archetype. We didn't have archetype. Archetype. And then 5, profession. But trappings was on another page, so I think that's okay. I think the trappings should... It's interesting. There's trappings on the combat profile. And there's... Oh, and look, I missed it. There's a place to put talents here. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Profession. I'm getting ahead of myself. I jump around a lot. Secondary attributes. Secondary attributes. Which are the peril. Peril. And then, but your damage is actually over here. Excuse my wonderful typing. Encumbrance was also over here. And then initiative and movement was here too. I can't spell. I would well, why am I apologizing? I'm rushing here. Movement, because I've got 4 minutes left. Initiative, movement. And then the background. So then background is birth. So this would be 10. It's pretty amazing when you break everything out, like all the pieces to stuff, right? Like it's a lot. Yeah, let's see. And like I'm okay with like bouncing around the sheets. It's just that I want everything to bounce to one area and just go through it. And then I could bounce back and then go through it. Bouncing is fine. Like I did this chunk and then I'm going to do this chunk. It's just when it goes this piece, this piece, this piece, this piece, I think is a problem. You like bouncing isn't that difficult. It's when it just becomes a lot of all over the place. So let's see what else we got here. I lost my thing. Where'd it go? Here it is. So then I've got all this background. I'll copy and paste. Okay. And then we also have fate points. Or it was at top. Alignment, because that's the chaos and order, right? And then your profession is like here. So, okay, so this is where I'm at today. This is the combat page. Let's do this. And then profession. Okay. And then the last page will be magic. 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 Okay. So I started my framework. We kind of know now how it's going to be. I like how magic is its own special thing that's outside of character creation, like that. Headset. I think my headset just went out. Did it come back on? Let's see. Yes, okay, okay, it's back on. So anyway, so like that magic is its own little thing. So yeah, here we are. We've got it started up in Illustrator. I'm gonna save this before I forget to save it. Whoop. Whoop. Zweihander. We'll just save it. Save it. That. Okay. Okay. So yeah, got a lot of good ideas after this session. Started in Illustrator. I'm gonna ask Daniel and or Matt, whoever has the original files for this actual character sheet set, and we will continue working on the framework next week, probably about 20 or so minutes. And then I think what we'll do then is take the actual artwork files, if I can get them, um, and just start plug and playing and try to emulate it using what you're kind of seeing what I've got right now. But yeah, so thanks for watching. I hope it's interesting. I hope that you are learning stuff from it and kind of getting an insight into how I approach UX in games and page layout and character sheet layout. It's very interesting for me. I have a lot of fun doing it, and I hope you guys are too. Please go subscribe to the Zweihander Twitch. It will keep me coming back and keep making great shows. I know they have a bunch of shows coming on right now in April, and they are looking for more in May and June. So go follow Daniel on Twitter. I think it's Zweihander. I'm sorry, sorry, Daniel. I don't remember what your Twitter is, but I know they put out casting calls for shows and stuff. But yeah, and you can also find me on Twitter at Rocket Orca. That's where I do most of my social media stuff, and you can find all of my work at rocketorca.com. It's got my portfolio and also lists off all of the shows that I do because I'm a co-owner of a podcast network called Geekspective. IGM on a show called Shapeshift. That's my show. It's all about my growth becoming a GM. And then also, if you like Magic the Gathering, I have a Magic the Gathering talk show I co-host, and I'm playing Godbounds right now on a show called Tales from Mox Fairy, though we're kind of taking a hiatus because of all of the stuff that's going on in the world and everybody's situations right now. But yeah, give me a follow. You can also find me on Twitch as well. I started streaming twitch.tv/RocketOrca. I guess that's pretty much it for today, and I'll see you guys all next Thursday at 5 p.m. Central, and I forgot for a second, at 6 p.m. Eastern. All right, thanks, guys.